Welcome back. In this lesson, we'll be building another model. Let's begin by activating the Polyline tool. Place my first point here, and let me toggle ortho mode on. Length will be 20 units. Press Enter to accept. The second line I'll also make 20 units. Tab at 45 degrees. Press Enter to accept, and right-click and Enter to close the tool. Next, I'll use an offset. Activate the offset command. The distance will be 4 units. Press Enter to accept. Let me select my polyline, and I'll offset it on both sides. Let's cap the ends of my geometry with arcs. First point, second point, and third point. Another arc. We'll place it at the other end. First point, second point, and third point. Next, I'll be creating some geometry for a hole and a slot. Let's make the slot, let's say 10 units in length. Right-click and Enter to accept. And activate the offset command. Offset distance 2 units. Let's select my line and the direction to offset. Select the line again and offset on the other side. Let me create caps for the ends here as well. I'll use a circle this time. Circle again on the other side. And over here as well. Let's say a radius of 2 units. Now let's trim our geometry. Activate the Trim command. Press Enter to switch the Trim All option on. And just left-click to trim our geometry. And lastly, I'll have to erase this line. Right-click, Erase. Select the line to erase. Right-click to execute. Let's apply another offset. The distance will be 1.5 units. Press Enter. Select the object to offset, this line here. Let's offset this line as well in this direction. The tool remains active. Let's offset the circle as well. And this end, whoops, I offset in the wrong direction. Okay, and let's activate the Trim command. Press Enter to activate the Trim All option. And just left-click to trim our geometry. And we will need to erase some of this geometry. Let's right-click and select Erase. Make our selections here, here. Right-click to execute. Escape to exit the tool. Next, in order to extrude, we need to create a closed profile. Let's activate the Edit Polyline command. Right-click, scroll down to Multiple. Make a window selection of our geometry. Here we've got 3 profiles. Let's right-click, Convert to Polylines, yes. Join option. Fuzz distance, 0. Press Enter to accept and Escape to close the tool. Now we've got 3 closed profiles. Let's take a home view. And let's activate the Extrude command. Select the object to extrude, right-click to finish. Extrusion height, 2 units. Enter to accept. Let's create a second extrusion now. Select the object to extrude, right-click to finish the selection. This extrusion will be 1 unit, Enter. And our third extrusion. Right-click to select. The length of this extrusion doesn't matter, it just needs to go through the entire solid. Let's activate the Solid Subtract command now. Select the solid to subtract from. Right-click. Next, select the objects to subtract. It'll be these 3 solids. Right-click to finish the selection and execute. Now let's apply some fillets. If it's more convenient for you, we can actually flip the model over. We can do that with the 3D Mirror command. Let's activate it. Select the object to flip. Right-click to finish the selection. Now we select the 3 points of the mirror plane. And our third point. Delete the source? Yes. Okay, now we can apply some fillets. Select the object to fillet. The radius of the fillet, 1 unit, and press Enter. Let's select some more edges to fillet. And when we're done, press Enter to accept and apply. Let's activate the fillet command again. This time we'll use a radius of 0.5 units. Press Enter to accept. Now let's right-click and select Loop. I'll select this edge. Go to Next. Let's accept this option. Loop here as well, accept. And loop here as well, accept. One more, let's accept this loop option as well. Okay, let's place fillets around the edge of the hole as well, using the loop option. And when we're done, press Enter to accept and close the tool. Now let's use the mirror command to create the second half of our solid. Let's select the solid. Right-click. Now we need to select the 3 points of the mirror plane. Delete the source? No. Lastly, let's combine the 2 halves to create a single solid. Right-click to finish and execute. And let's switch to Realistic View. Here is our completed model. And this concludes our third exercise. In our next lesson, I'm going to build the same model, but I'll use a different method to do so. I'll see you back in a moment.